Living with grief really is just an experience of having such a full heart that you can't contain the love. You can't contain the sensation, the emotion that's in the heart, that's felt in the body. It's so great that it overflows into tears. It overflows through expressing emotion. Living with grief is to just be so in touch with the delicacy of what love feels like in the body. It's to live with such a tender heart. And I think a lot of times it gets misconstrued as something that's painful or challenging to hold because we don't perceive it for what it truly is. We have decided to look at it for just something that's not good in our life, or something that's a missing piece in our life, for the weight that it can have in our physical bodies. But when we recognize that the grief is just love, and if we actually learn how to honor it in any way that it wants to express itself, and in how much space it wants to take up in our heart space, if we can honor that and give it that time and that space and just love it, tenderly hold it, I think it can really transform the way that this grief continues to be alive inside of us for the rest of our life, because grief is never going to go away. It's the continued relationship that you have with the one that you've lost. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful to have a life that carries grief in it. I was just driving here on my way to the studio. I'm about to record a yoga class for my Patreon, and I got pinged. It was just such a beautiful moment because I was driving, listening to a song that I'm like really jamming to right now, and I was just feeling so good. And I was just like singing and dancing in my car. I'm working on a really beautiful masterclass right now. I'm just like really loving what I'm creating in my life right now. I feel really aligned in my life right now. This song is just a banger. And then an ambulance went by me. And ambulances in general don't spark my PTSD, but this ambulance was of the same town where my mom lived, because I'm living in the same town that she lived right now. And so it was like, it could have been the same exact truck, it could have been the exact same vehicle. And so it landed in my body differently than just seeing any old ambulance, because it was driving the same way that my mom had to ride in that ambulance truck to the hospital. And there was a car directly behind it, like keeping up with it. And it just reminded me of when I drove fiercely to the hospital to meet my mom. And you know what I realized in that moment? I was just feeling so full. It's like the grief and the honoring the pain and honoring my wounds, to just recognize that it's an explosion of the heart. That is literally all it is. Here I am, just vibing out to a great song, driving to the studio to record a yoga class, like doing what I absolutely love. And in tandem, I'm holding the deep heartbreak that I have of losing my mom and of the traumatic events that unfolded at the end of her life that I was very close to. And I can just hold it all. There's space in me for it all. And I just felt like, wow, my life is just so full of emotion, of sensation. And this is like, it doesn't have to be like, we don't have to let it just make us down spiral, right? When we heal the edges of our pain, we can hold it and we can honor it. And we just recognize that really all it is love. All it is love. The pain that I felt was because I loved my mom so much. It's 5:44 right now. 44 are her angel numbers. I love you, Mama. It's really just an experience of being full. And I think a lot of times when we have so much intensity or just an overwhelming amount of sensation in our bodies, we look at it as bad, and we look at feeling a lot as something that's bad. And we kind of have this perspective that we're supposed to feel less, that feeling less means that we can be at peace. Feeling less means that it's easier, that we're healed, or that we can be happy. But really, that is just like a trap to never being able to free ourselves emotionally, because this life is not about feeling less. And if you want to feel less, then that's going to lead you to different vices that help you numb out or distract. And it's going to take you out of the present moment and take you out of your body, which is where you hold your power, where you hold your creativity, where you are in touch with your own heart and soul and your love that you have to offer this world. And so really embracing that this life is about feeling everything and just allowing that sensation of the heart to add to the richness of your life, and just to recognize like, wow, it's so full. In that moment of driving in the car, I was just feeling so high vibe, and then I was also holding the deep heartbreak and loss that I have in my heart for my mom, which is love. It's just love. And so I'm just I'm just in touch with like the tenderness of my heart. It's just a raw feeling. And it's beautiful. It's not bad. It's beautiful. And being able to carry that through our lives, I think is just, it's remarkable to be able to arrive there.